So we find two droshes in Chazal defining the posuk of Achrei Hashem Elokeichem Telechun and the mitzvah of Zakeli Va'anveyu. And these two droshes seem to be the same. Soiti Udalad. And at the beginning of the Shir, I quoted the Gemara. Achrei Hashem Elokeichem Telechu, v'chi efshar laleches achrov, Hashem Elokechu eish oicha lahu, halech b'drochov, hu mevakeh choylem, afato bakeh choylem, hu malbeh sharumim, afato halbei sharumim. Shabbos Kuf Lamed Gimel Zakelu v'anveyu havei domelo, ma'hu rachu, ma'afato rachu, ma'hu chanun, afato chanun. Are these the same rule, the same teaching? Not the same Lashon. And Chazal interpret two different psukim. Can be the same. I think they are similar, but not identical. They're not the same. Two sides of the same coin. On one hand, Zakeli va'anveyu haveido melo. Rashi explains, va'anveyu is an abbreviation of two words. Ani v'hu. I and him. In what way? Haveido melo. Ma'urachu ma'faturachu. Chrem Hashem Elokechu telechu. Go in his ways. Sometimes you get to know people. Wonderful people. Caring people. Loving people. People of compassion. But for some reason, they're not engaged in Gemilas Chesodim. And it might be for many reasons. Some people love others, but they love themselves far more. And they're still busy caring for themselves that they didn't get around yet to care for others. There are many reasons. One person might be a huge masmid, and he thinks he learns all day, so he's putter from Gemilas Chesodim. So there are people that are wonderful people, but they're not engaged in Gemilas Chesodim. On the other hand, sometimes you get to know people. This one runs a gemach, that one collects money, and this one is a yoetz nisuin. They're engaged in masim tovim. But when you get to know them in a personal level, they're not good people. They don't really care about others. So why are they engaged in chesed if they don't care? Worst case scenario, covered, money, status. Best case scenario, they know it's a huge mitzvah. And the kavanah is l'shem shemayim. But both are lacking. On one hand, zekei levanveo veidomelo. How could one be like a Kodesh Baruch Hu? Hu rachum afatu rachum. Hu chanun afatu chanun. Kodesh Baruch Hu expects us to be like him. He's caring, he's compassionate. He cares about others. He feels the pain of others. But that is not enough. Achrei Hashem Elokechu telechu alechu b'drochov. Hu goimel dalem, afatu goimel dalem. Hu mevakeh choylem, afatu bakeh choylem. You need to care, and you need to express that compassion. And you need to engage. And you need to be helpful. So these two Gemaras are two sides of the same coin. And the shleimus of a person is only with a combination of both. It's not enough to be engaged, you need to care. It's not enough to care, you need to be engaged. And it is one of the things we learn from Avraham Avinu, his caring and his mesirus nefesh, while he was in terrible pain and suffering, a 99-year-old person after surgical procedure, and there was no anesthesiologist around when Avraham Avinu did Mila. And so we learn about his mesirus nefesh for achnos hasorchim. And the Mishnah says in Masechet Tzavos, Eizu talmidov shel Avraham Avinu, kol sheyesh bo ayin toivo, ruach namucha, nefesh velo, midas sheben odom lechaveiroi. And who are the talmidim of Bilam? Kol sheyesh bo ayin ra, nefesh lechava, ruach gavoya. So what symbolizes the others more than anything else was their midas. and not only the dveikus in HaKadosh Baruch Hu. And that is what we discussed today, the Achnosas Orchim of Avraham Avinu, and the Bikur Cholim of HaKadosh Baruch Hu, and the entire realm of Midas Tovis and Gemilas Chasodim Begufoi. Reb Chaim Vital, in his Sefer Shari Kedusha, explains, if Midas Tovis are so essential and so important, why aren't they part of Taryag Mitzvahs? And he explains, not because they're less important than Taryag Mitzvahs, but rather because they are more fundamental than Taryag Mitzvahs. And he gives a moshel. Person came to a contractor, and he said, I want to build a house. This is my lot, and I want a 10-story building. And, you know, they go to an adrichal and to a mandes, and he comes with a plan, 10 stories. This is the blueprint. This is the plant. It's $1 million each floor, $10 million. 2 years pass, the building, oimed litif oro, and he takes out a checkbook. He writes a $10 million check, and the contractor says, no. We said each floor is $1 million, but I also dug into the ground. You need to pay for that extra. And the person says, you're out of your mind. I mean, if you give a plan and a price, it includes the fundament. You know, it's part of the building. Everybody knows you can't build a building without digging into the ground. So that's part of the package. It's part of the deal. So Reb Chaim Vital says, the Yesodis are the Midas Tovis. The mitzvahs, that's the building. That's the skyscraper. Those are the mitzvahs. But you would never be successful in being kind of the mitzvahs if you lack Midas Tovis. And the Midas Tovis are the fundamentals of this entire beautiful structure. So the mitzvahs aren't part of Taryag mitzvahs because they are more fundamental than the mitzvahs, not because they are less important. And that is what we learn from the Ovas Hekdoshim and from Avraham Avinu. Ayin toivo, ruach namucha, nefesh shvela, and his mesiras nefesh, and his compassion in caring for others as expressed in the mitzvah of Achnosas Orchim. Yerotzen shichel kenu amorim. Beglal Weiss to Shia Bonim, Vesovi Geula, we should B'korov Sipanei Mashiach Tzedkenu, B'mheru V'yomeinu, Amen.